Alright, tonight we're going to be cooking. It's an old recipe my grandmother passed down to us. She called it smothered steak. Somebody called it a hamburger steak. It's not really hamburger meat, so I guess smothered steak and gravy. It's a good name for it. We had some onions, bell peppers in there too. Start off with a little bit of, we got some sirloin. I butchered here, and I got it to run through the meat tenderizer. So I got probably about 4 pounds of sirloin because we have a bunch of guests over tonight. We got it pressed out real thin, run through the tenderizer. Now I'm going to season it up a little bit here first. I like this Cavender's, this Greek seasoning. It's just good on stuff like this, and I got the salt-free kind because there'll be plenty of salt in this dish. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this on there. I'm gonna go with this squeeze adobo all-purpose seasoning. It just gives some flavor to chicken or beef, even vegetables. It's some good stuff. I like to use it. And of course, we got a little sloppy mama, just a little bit. A little bit of salt, kosher salt. And then some cracked black pepper. Alright, now I'll be good done for this layer. I'm going to go ahead and flip it all over. I'm going to do the other sides and stick this in the refrigerator to hang out for a minute while I get my vegetables and everything chopped up. First step here, I got this cast iron pot, medium-high heat with a little bit of oil on the bottom. I'm going to brown this meat. I didn't flour it because I'm going to do a roux in a minute. That'll thicken up the gravy later. Let's brown it on each side. And it's going to take several batches, of course, to get this meat all browned up. Alright, after I let it stay for about a minute or so on that one side, see how it gets nice golden crispy brown there? That's what you want to do on each side. And keep flipping them until it gets like this on both sides. You don't see any little blood coming out the top. You want to cook this through and through. Then I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to do the next batch till I get all this meat brown. Alright, we got the meat out. We got it brown. This is we got little bits there in the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to pour some onions in there. We got onions. There's about 2 onions cut up and a bell pepper.
Got that roux. Look at that roux.
We got a roux going over there. It's a half cup of flour, a fourth a cup of oil, and a fourth a cup of butter. Now I'm going to deglaze this pan. I got a glass of red wine. Go ahead and pour that in there. Get all that good stuff up off the bottom there. See, after that wine, now I'll pick it up some. Go ahead and I've got 2 cups of beef stock. I'm going to pour just a little bit of that in there now. Now I'm just going to cook these vegetables down. Now meanwhile, I've got this roux going. The reason I want that roux is because once I get these vegetables cooked down, I'm going to add this steak back to here. And I'm going to put that roux in there and it's going to thicken up this gravy a little bit. So as soon as I get this cooked down, I'll come right back to you. Okay. Got our onions cooked down with the bell peppers. Now we got this roux, nice color like we want. Nice kind of caramel looking roux. So I'm going to add this cold beef broth to this roux. The reason I'm going to add the cold broth to the roux instead of adding the roux directly over there is because I don't want to, you don't want to add a hot liquid to a roux. I'm just going to do this like this. This is about 1.5 cups of broth. Stir that around just for a minute. See it gets nice and bubbling like that. Now I'm going to get all these particles up off the bottom. Get everything mixed in. Now I'm going to add this over here. So we get this way. I'll add this over here to the onions and to that wine. All that good flour off the bottom there. Alright, set that aside. We'll give this a stir. Like I said, we're on low heat over here. I'm going to start adding my steak back in. And get all these steaks back in there. I'm going to turn this heat way down to low. Once I do that, I may add a little bit more to wine. And then we'll see how thick we are and how we are. If we want to put it in the oven, how long we'll let it cook here for a minute. Alright, I went ahead and I took the meat out once more time, and I had 2 more cups of stock because that was a little bit, the roux thickened up a whole lot. So you kind of got to watch how much roux you put in there. So we have about 32 ounces of stock in there, a cup and a half of red wine, and the onions, and the bell peppers, and the steak. And see, now it's not so thick. So what I'm going to do is I set my oven to 225. I'm going to put the lid on here. And we'll sit in here. I'm going to check in about an hour and see what the tenderness is on that steak.
And they are digging in the garbage.
We're looking to see how much the alcohol content is.
What are you
How
doing?
much is the alcohol
We're
content?
looking at the Bud Light Platinum.
Tell her how much proof it's in there.
Alright.
You know, it's been an hour, so we've taken this out of the oven. Looks like our steak's nice and well done. We also got our onions and our peppers in here. And I put some toes of garlic in there. Put about 10 to 12 toes. So we'll just let that sit here and cool a little bit, kind of thicken up. I got some of these Allen cut Italian style green beans. They're real good. Go ahead and open these up. Let's lick the top. Alright, good. Put them here in this pot. I'm going to tighten them up a little bit. First thing I'm going to put them in is a little vinegar. I like a little apple cider vinegar in my green beans. Put a little bit of that in there. I'm going to put a little bit of that Greek seasoning. I talked about that. Get that in there. A little bit more of this adobo all-purpose seasoning. Which, you know, this is the garlic powder, a little salt, a little pepper. Basically what that is. We also got some mashed potatoes.
Good old taters here.
Straight out the damn package. You know, they're instant. And we got some cornbread muffins going there in the stove. So we're going to let all this
Open that stove. Let's look in that stove.
Let's see what we got going on the stove. There we got cornbread muffins. They're just sitting there on the warm.
Yep. And we got everybody in here.
We made the box mashed potatoes.
And the bag cornbread.
Oh yeah, and the bagged cornbread.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Alright, let's let this get ready.
Alright, here we are. Now, we just brought up a big discussion here. Amanda, tell us what's going on. What happened?
We have an issue with the boys taking off their wedding bands. If it's appropriate or inappropriate. And we both agree that it's inappropriate, right?
Right. I came home from work the other day, and his wedding band was sitting there in the bathroom by the sink. And I called him. I said, "Where's your wedding band?" He said, "Oh, I was putting something in my hair, trying to make it spiky."
He wanted to look like Justin Bieber. So he wanted spiky hair, so he took his wedding band off. Yeah.
That's a pretty
I
good
don't know
excuse,
if he had
huh?
his wedding band on for the girls or the guys.
Alright, show us what y'all got baking back there now. Come on.
We made biscuits.
Y'all make biscuits?
Get out of the way.
We made biscuits.
Yeah.
Those look good.
We made biscuits.
I thought we had cornbread.
We do. We have
Both.
Wow.
Alright.
And the brownies. See the brownies up there?
Oh, brownies.
It's my grandmother's recipe.
There you are.
That's passed down from generation to generation from them.
Alright, y'all just keep soaking that wine.
There's real cocoa in
Went ahead and took some of that sauce out of the smothered steak, put a little bit of flour in it, make a little gravy, and then we're going to plate it up. Let's see how it looks.